What's up, everybody? Welcome to a top 20 list, and today I will be sharing my top 20 favorite movies of this decade, the 2020s. So far, yes, from the year 2020 to this year 2024. I wanted to do a top 50 because whenever I do these, hold on, let me turn my phone down. Whenever I do these top, list of each decade, I'm gonna try to do top 50 for them. If I don't have like enough for 50, then I'll do less. But after I do the ranking for each year, that is. I want to do top 50, but there's not enough, so I managed to do 20. Whenever the decade is over, I will update this to 50. So yeah, and I imagine by then it will probably be very different. We'll see, but that is, if I'm still have my channel by the year 2030. We'll see if I do or not. But yeah. Anyways, all right. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? With number 20. So yeah. All right. My number 20 is a movie I've seen twice, and I did a episode. Me and Kay did an episode of our podcast, Your Cousins Are Critics. We did an episode on this. He didn't like the movie. I still did. I still like the movie. Not as much as I did the first time, though. But I still like it. That is Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho. As of right now, Edgar Wright's most recent film. I'm kind of mixed on it, but I still like it overall. It's not like a great movie. It has its flaws. Whenever I very first saw it, I didn't see any flaws, actually. But I did see flaws on the second watch whenever I watched it with Cade. And yeah, check out our episode. But I thought the performances were really good. That was the standout, especially from Thomas and McKenzie. And also Anya Taylor-Joy as well. But they were both fantastic. And I think the story overall is pretty good, but there are some flaws with it. But still, I think it's a decent movie. I think it's a decent horror film directed by Edgar Wright. I remember when I did my ranking for his work, I put it at number 2. But now, I think maybe number 3. I like Baby Driver better, but yeah. But yeah. I was about to say Scott Pilgrim vs. the World for some reason. But Last Night in Soho, that's not even from this decade. But yeah, I still have Edgar Wright in the line, I guess. Anyways, Last Night in Soho, that's my number 20. Coming at number 19, we have a movie from the year 2020, and that is another horror film, and that's The Invisible Man. I actually quite liked this, and I enjoyed this very much, actually. A lot more than I thought I would. Elizabeth Moss was fantastic. And overall, a good story. I wasn't a fan of the CGI. That was not very good, honestly. That's like the only issue I have with the movie, was the CGI was pretty bad. But other than that, I thought it was a good movie. It had some good twist in there. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed The Invisible Man. And that's my number 19. Okay, now coming at number 18, we have a movie that I actually didn't really like the very first time I watched it. But I watched it a few more times, and I can safely say that I do like the movie. Is it a great movie? Not really. But however, I'm a big fan of this director and even the franchise that it's a part of. So my number 18 is Clerks 3. Huge fan of the first Clerks. That's in my top 5 favorite movies of all time as of right now. The second Clerks I like. I think it's pretty funny, but I'm not like a huge fan of that movie. I actually like this a little bit more than Clerks 2. Although I will say Clerks 2 is funnier, but like out of the three, it's not as funny. But I think the story is pretty good, and I think Jeff Anderson kills it as Randall in this movie. Although he is a kind of a almost a different character. He's pretty much a different character than he was in the first two, but it kind of makes sense. If you watch the movie, it kind of makes sense of why he's a little different. If you've seen it. Dante, he's not as good as he was in the first two. I don't know, but yeah, and of course Jay and Silent Bob, they're always good. You know, never have any issues with them whenever they appear in movies. They're always funny. And even Elias, I actually like better in this movie than the second movie. He's actually funnier. I don't really understand why Rosario Dawson is in the movie, although don't get me wrong, I'm not against it because I love her to death, but I don't know. It just kind of, they shouldn't have killed off her character then. Spoilers, but they shouldn't have killed off her character off screen and then have her as a ghost later in the film or whatever she was. I don't know, but it was just, it didn't really make a whole lot of sense. So yeah, not a great film, very flawed, but I still enjoyed it. I still enjoy it, and I think it's a pretty good way to end the trilogy, the Clerks trilogy. So yeah, Clerks 3. That's my number. That's my number 18. Okay, coming at number 17, we have as of right now the latest Paul Thomas Anderson film. That's Licorice Pizza. Man, I almost want to put this higher because I actually almost love this movie because the stuff that's good about this movie is really good, like really good, but the stuff that's not great about it holds it back. So that's why I only gave it a 7 out of 10, and that's why it's only number 17, because the stuff that's not good about it, it just, I don't know, it's very flawed, but the stuff that's great about it is fantastic. Like, it's almost, I almost want to say it's PTA's best film, but it's not. There are some others that are better. Some even might say that this is his worst film, which I disagree. I think it's 10 times better than Inherent Vice. I don't like Inherent Vice, and I don't really see the appeal of what is it, Phantom Thread. I know a lot of people like that movie. I didn't care for that one. I thought it was pretty boring, honestly. And The Master was interesting, but it was not great, in my opinion. So I like it better than those, and maybe even Hard 8, but I don't know. But I still enjoy Licorice Pizza. Elena Haim, I think is her name, or something like that. She is outstanding in this film, as well as Cooper Hoffman, who's the son of Philip Seymour Hoffman. They're both fantastic. They have amazing chemistry together. Although, yeah, it does have that kind of controversial relationship because of the age gap between them, because one of them happens to be underage. Yeah, sure, but I don't know. If you could look past that, which I can, if you could look past that, their chemistry in this movie is outstanding. So yeah, it's I really enjoy it. I think I've seen it maybe twice, and I kind of want to watch it again sometime soon, because it does have that rewatchability factor. At least for me, it does. Like, it really does. Oh, also one more thing. Bradley Cooper is the best part about this movie as John Peters. I love him so much in this movie. He has limited screen time. He's only like in maybe 3 or 4, but still, he's fantastic. I love him. But yeah, Licorice Pizza is number 17. Coming at number 16, we have a foreign film And this is, I think, this is the only foreign film on the list. I don't watch a whole lot of foreign films. I'm sorry. But this is from Norway, and I watched it 1.5 times. I watched it all the way through once, and then I tried watching it again. Didn't really finish just because I guess I just wasn't in the right mood. But I still think it's a good movie. This is The Worst Person in the World. I think it's really good. I don't know anything else from this director, but I think it's a great film. I think it's very well made. The lead actress, I can't pronounce her name, but she's fantastic. She's gorgeous too. I just want to say that, but yeah, she's amazing, and even like the two love interests in the movie were good as well. And there's some really it's a pretty interesting film because there's some artistic stuff that kind of doesn't really go well with the movie, but it's still pretty awesome. Like there's a dream sequence, I think, where if I remember correctly, she like pulls a tampon out and throws it at a guy. I'm like, Jesus. Like it doesn't even really make a whole lot of sense to be in the movie, but at the same time it I kind of liked it just because it's so weird, but yeah, I need to watch it. I need to watch it again, like all the way through again. But yeah, Worst Person in the World. I really enjoyed it, and that's my number 16. Okay, coming at number 15, we have the first of two animated films on here. This is a Pixar movie. The other one isn't Pixar or even Disney. Hold on. Okay, sorry. But this is my favorite recent Pixar movie, and I find it to be very underrated. Not a lot of people talk about it, and ones who do usually don't really like it all that much, and it's a shame because I really enjoyed it. That was Onward. I really liked Onward. Yes, even better than Soul, which came out in the exact same year. I liked Onward better. This one just did it for me more. I like the brothers in it, and even the world is amazing. I know the story itself has nothing to do with the world, but still, I still enjoy it. I still enjoy it, and it's really cool. I need to rewatch it. I've only seen it once, but yeah, I really liked it. Yeah, Onward is number 15. Coming at number 14, we have a horror comedy, I guess you can call it. Yeah, I would say it's a comedy because I think the guy who directed it is a comedian. So, but yeah, that is a Barbarian, and this is a pretty weird horror comedy movie. I almost put The Menu on here, and that was a weird horror comedy too, but I like this one more. And that didn't make the list, unfortunately. The Menu, it almost did, but I saw a movie like just recently that I had to add on here, so yeah. But we'll get to that later. But Barbarian is really weird and kind of fucked up at times. There's some great performances. Georgina Campbell, she is fantastic. Bill Skarsgård is pretty good. And Justin Long was great as always. He's always great, especially in horror movies. But yeah, it's a weird movie, and like it has some twist in it that you don't expect, and you're like, what? Like, what the fuck? It's a very bizarre film. I don't even know why it's called Barbarian, honestly. Like, I don't even know, but I enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. It was so weird, but I loved it. Yeah, Barbarian is number 14. Okay, coming at number 13, we have a rom-com that I actually really enjoyed, and that was No Hard Feelings. I almost put what is it? The one that's pretty similar to it with Sydney Sweeney. That is what was it? Why am I blanking out on the name? Anyone But You. That was good too, but I like No Hard Feelings more. Jennifer Lawrence is fantastic, as well as the guy in this movie. Andrew Barth Feldman. Yeah, they were great. Great chemistry. And the humor, really funny stuff. There's some funny stuff in this movie. There's some cringy stuff, sure, but it works with the movie. Like, it does. Like, this is probably one of the best rom-coms in recent years. Like, yeah, this is great. I really enjoyed it. And, yeah, No Hard Feelings. That's my number 13. My number 12. Is this my favorite horror movie on the list? I think it is, unless if you count my number 10, which kind of is horror-ish, but we'll get to that in a minute. I don't know if you can call that a horror. Maybe. Anyways, if not, then if it's not a horror, then might be my favorite horror movie on the list. But my number 12 is The Black Phone. This is, wow. I never thought I would see Ethan Hawke as a horror movie villain, but man, did he kill it in this movie. I know he's in the movie Sinister, but I don't know if he's a villain in that movie because I haven't seen it. I don't know. But like, he's an actor I don't even really expect to be in a horror movie, but he was amazing. I love Ethan Hawke anyways. He's one of my favorite actors, but yeah, he was fantastic. And I thought the kids in this movie was really, the two main kids, the brother and sister, was really good. And just a really good movie. I enjoyed it. It does have some similarities to other movies, like Seven. I remember it being kind of similar, even like maybe Silence of the Lambs. But still, like, and The Gift too, the Sam Raimi movie. That it was kind of similar to that too. But I really liked it, though. I thought it was very good, very well made. That was Scott Derrickson, right? Yeah. Who so far I'm not a big fan of. Aside from that movie, I'm currently working on a ranking for his. Like, I saw The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and I did not like that movie at all. But The Black Phone was It was really good. It was really good, fantastic. Yeah. That's my number 12, The Black Phone. Okay, coming on number 11 is kind of a divisive movie from the year 2020, but I enjoyed it, and I especially the ending. I really enjoyed the ending. That's a Promising Young Woman. Like, I think the ending is what makes it awesome. Honestly, it's a fucked up ending, but it worked. Yeah, I was so, like, I was so speechless when it happened. When the end came up, I was like, what? But it was great. Also Carey Mulligan, she was so good in this movie. This makes me want to watch more with her. She's awesome. Even Bo Burnham was actually pretty good in this movie. But yeah, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I liked Promising Young Woman. I understand if some people don't, because yeah, it's a man-hating movie, but it works though. It's I understand why she hates men. If you've seen the movie, you should know why. But yeah, that's my number 11, Promising Young Woman. Okay, all right, coming at number 10 now. Okay. So this was originally my favorite movie of 2023. However, we got about maybe 3 more from that year. Well, there's one that some people might say came out this year, but I don't really count that one because according to Letterboxd, it came out in 2023. We'll get to that later, but anyways, but this was originally my favorite movie of 2023. But that was before I saw any of these other movies that were coming up. So that video is like not good anymore. I'll still keep it up, but yeah, it's not. Yeah. Anyways, That my number 10 is Knock at the Cabin. Yeah, originally my favorite movie of 2023. Now it's like maybe my fourth favorite movie of 2023, but still great. This is my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie so far, and yeah, I know not a lot of people liked it. It might be divisive, but I don't know. It worked for me. I really enjoyed the story. I thought it was very unique, and Dave Bautista, that guy, he proves that he can act. I love him as a wrestler, but yeah, he can actually act, and this movie proves it. So yeah, Knock at the Cabin is number 10. Coming at number 9, we have a movie I talked about in my last two videos. Now I'm talking about it again, but that's The Holdovers, the latest Alexander Payne film. Very good film. I feel like maybe on rewatch I'll enjoy it even more, but I still liked it. I still liked it a lot, and it has some great performances by, of course, Paul Giamatti and Dominic Sia and Divine Joy Randolph. All fantastic in this film, and they are what make the movie great. And the cinematography was also very good, but yeah, really good movie. The Holdovers. That's my number 9. Coming at number 8, we have another the favorite of the two animated films on here. That is Nimona. I did watch this again, and I liked it even better on second watch. But really good movie. It's on Netflix. It's a really good animated film. Really cool story. I think it's based on like a comic book or a graphic novel, something like that. But I really enjoyed the two lead characters. Their chemistry is great, and their performances by Chloe Grace Moretz and Riz Ahmed. It's great. Yeah, just a really cool movie. Has a great twist in it too. I remember the first time I saw it, didn't see it coming, but it was so good. Yeah, Nimona is really a really good movie. I highly recommend. Oh wait, that came out in 2023, didn't it? Or was that 2022? I think it was 23. Okay, yeah, it was 23 as well. So okay, so Knock at the Cabin's actually my 5th favorite movie of that year now. Confirmed. But anyways, Nimona, that's my number 8. Coming at number 7, we have my favorite movie of 2020, and that is Palm Springs. Now, this was a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting like this movie, mostly because I'm not an Andy Samberg fan, but however, he was great in this movie, as well as the lead actress, what's her name? Kristen Milotti. She was awesome, and J.K. Simmons as well, who was probably the show stealer in this movie. He played a weird character, but I loved him. And this is a weird movie, anyways. You know, it has the your traditional Groundhog Day time loop kind of thing, but with its own twist to it, and it's very well done. I even like it better than Groundhog Day. Gotta be honest, I do. But yeah, very good movie, Palm Springs, and that's my number 7. All right, I'm gonna get a drink of water real quick. Yeah. All right. So coming in at number 6, now we got something a little different, and this is the only movie, unless if you count my number 4, I'll explain that later. But this is the only movie from this year that I have in my top 20, and so far it's my favorite movie of the year, and that is a documentary. Yeah, a documentary about my favorite video game. Right, as of right now, yeah. I don't play a lot of video games, but this is my favorite video game, and it's a very divisive video game that you either love or hate. There's actually a lot of people that hate it because it's a sequel to a very beloved video game, which I also love, but I love this even more. And yeah, fans of this franchise, I guess you'd call, might not like me for this, but my favorite video game of all time happens to be The Last of Us Part 2. And I'm showing the game because I don't have, this documentary. But the documentary is called Grounded 2: The Making of The Last of Us Part 2, which, yeah, not a great title. I think it's called Grounded 2 because there was originally a making of the original Last of Us that was called Grounded, so that's why it's called that. But which I haven't seen that one, but this one I checked this out. This was actually released on YouTube, from Naughty Dog's YouTube channel actually, and it's pretty awesome. Like it's really cool. Of course, it shows the making of it, and which is very interesting. But also, it talks about the aftermath as well, like stuff that happened, like afterwards, after it was actually even before it was released, like even like the leaks that happened online before it was released, which spoiled a lot of things and made like people were hating on Naughty Dog even before the game was released because of the leaks that happened. But and like it just shows how ridiculous fans can get. It's like all the death threats. Now, okay, if you don't like the game, fine. If you don't like the story, fine. Like it's understandable, and I won't spoil what happens in the game. But if you played the game or seen it or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. You know why it's controversial. But I love the game. I love the game. I think it's very well made, and the story, I wouldn't change a thing. Yeah, I said it. I would not change a thing about the story. I think it's even better than the first game. Yeah, it's almost kind of like for example, Alien 3, where it changes a lot that happened in its predecessor, of Aliens. Like, yeah, it changes a lot, but it continues the story. It does stuff that people won't love if you love the first game. Like, yeah, but I wouldn't change a thing about Last of Us Part 2. Not one thing. I love this game. I play it all the time. I beat it, I think, twice so far. And I think I'm on my third playthrough of it. But even before I bought the game, I watched, playthroughs of it on YouTube. And yeah, and I loved it even then. Like, it was even my favorite game then, even without playing the game. But yeah, it's a great game, and the documentary, I recommend it if you're a Last of Us fan. Check it out. Even if you don't like the game, you might just check it out anyways. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome, and yeah. Yeah, that's the documentary Grounded 2. That's my number 6. Okay, coming at number 5, now top 5. Coming at number 5, we have my favorite Robert Eggers film. And yeah, that's his most recent so far, although he's coming out with a new Nosferatu movie, I think this year, unless it's got pushed back. I honestly don't know, but my number 5 is The Northman. The Northman is fucking awesome. It's not really a horror movie like the other two were, the other two Robert Eggers films, but it still kind of has like that same style, that the other two did, and it looks amazing. I love the cinematography in this film. All the acting is fantastic, especially from Alexander Skarsgård, but also, you have, of course, Anya Taylor-Joy and Willem Dafoe, Ethan Hawke. Those are like two of my favorite actors right there. And my favorite singer, Bjork, is even in this movie. Only in one scene, but still. And I love the story. I think it's a better made, like a better told story, but also a better made film than Gladiator, which I compare it to Gladiator just because it's similar in story, so that's why. Yeah, I hate Gladiator. Just for the record, I hate that movie. But I love The Northman. It's an awesome movie. I've seen it twice, and yeah, it's amazing. That's my number 5. Okay, now coming at number 4 is the most recent movie I watched, and kind of the most recent released film, although it did technically come out in 2023. It technically did. It came out in a film festival in 2023, but it wasn't released worldwide until like just recently, like in the last week or so. And it's the latest Richard Linklater film, and Richard Linklater is my second favorite director of all time after David Lynch. And yeah, this movie, as a Richard Linklater fan, it did not disappoint. That is Hitman. This movie, Hitman, is... I just recently saw this just like a couple of days ago, and I loved it. Like, it was so good. I will say, whenever the movie started, I wasn't loving it. Like, the first act, I didn't hate it. In fact, it's good, but it kind of like, I don't know. It was at a certain point where I was like really hooked in. Like, but I still think it's a great film. Like throughout, and really interesting story, and it's pretty funny, and I would say it's a dark comedy, but yeah, just an awesome movie. I would call this probably a romantic comedy, but also a dark comedy as well. And of course I have to say Glenn Powell, so fucking good in this movie. Of course, saw him in Anyone But You, and I thought he was good in that, but he's even better in this. He is outstanding, and his performance, his chemistry with the actress in this movie, Andrea or Johnny, I don't know if that's right, but yeah, his chemistry with her in this film, so good, and she is gorgeous too. I just want to say that, but yeah, and just it just makes for an awesome like rom-com. I even like it better than No Hard Feelings, which I talked about, and even the other Glenn Powell rom-com, Anyone But You, but yeah, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's it's kind of unique a little bit for a Richard Linklater film, sort of, but I mean, there were some aspects I, did pick up on that was like, yeah, that's Richard Linklater. Like, even a scene where it just showed the two of them walking, or actually a few scenes where they're walking and talking, it reminded me of, the Before trilogy. So, yeah. But, yeah, I fucking loved Hitman. And it is like I want to say my 4th favorite Richard Linklater film. Like, yeah, it was that good. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I loved it. And that's my number 4, is Hitman. I would say second favorite for 2023. We'll get to that later. But yeah. Yeah, Hitman. Alright, get another drink. Okay. Coming at number 3, we got my second favorite movie of the year 2022, and that is The Banshees of Inisherin. Yeah, great film directed by Martin McDonagh, and performances are outstanding especially from the two leads, Colin Farrell and what's his name, Brendan Gleeson, as well as Barry Cogan. I can never say his name right. And what's her name? Carrie Condon as well. Outstanding. And just it's actually a hilarious movie. This movie is so funny. Just about these two immature, like, these two middle-aged immature adults who fight over their friendship. One of them doesn't want to be friends anymore, and it's so funny. But there are some dramatic moments as well, and I think it works. I think it works very well. But it's a very funny movie too. Cinematography is beautiful as well, and yeah, I've seen it twice, and it's so fucking good. I love the Banshees of Inisherin, and that's my number 3. All right, now coming in at number 2 is a movie I've talked about recently twice, or twice? Yeah, I think so. It's the latest movie that me and Kate talked about on our podcast. Your Cousins Are Critics. Check it out. That is Poor Things, which is my favorite movie of last year, 2023. Right now it is. This is now one of my favorite movies of all time. Although there is a part at the end I don't love. Like, I don't think... Like, it's kind of weird that I love it that much, just because there's a flawed moment in the film that happens, like, kind of close to the end of the film that I don't love, but it didn't really... It still didn't do much to make me take away my enjoyment of this film. Other than that, I think this film is amazing. Yorgos Lanthimos, or I guess that's his name. He did a fantastic job making this movie. He has a new movie coming out, Kind of Kindness, and I'm looking forward to that. This is the only one I've seen from him so far. I haven't seen his other films. I need to watch The Favorite and The Lobster and Killing a Sacred Deer, and all of his others as well. But I thought this movie was amazing, and of course Emma Stone. I gotta say, this is one of my favorite performances ever. Now, I loved her that much in this movie as Bella. She's so good. As well as, of course, Mark Ruffalo, who was so over the top in this movie. He was hilarious, and Willem Dafoe as well, and everyone actually. But yeah, it's so good. The editing, the cinematography, the story, which is so bizarre, but this is a very weird movie for sure, but it's so good. Even the humor, this is a hilarious movie. I love it. I love it. Despite the thing I don't like, which that's closer at the end, that kind of, I don't know, it just kind of comes out of nowhere in the story. I mean, it makes sense, but I felt like it was rushed. If you want to hear me talk about it, check out the podcast episode. We go more in the depth about that. But still, like, it didn't take away anything. I still love this movie. And yeah, that's my number 2 is Poor Things. Would be my favorite if it wasn't for this movie, which happens to be my second favorite movie of all time. If you know, you know. And my number 1 favorite movie of this decade so far, my favorite movie of 2022, and my second favorite movie of all time, and also my favorite Darren Aronofsky film. Say his name right now. That is The Whale. And I know this movie is divisive. I honestly don't get the hate for this movie. I don't get it. I don't see anything wrong with this film. I think it is a masterpiece. I think it is so good. And I showed Cade this movie. We almost did a episode on it. And he didn't love the movie, but he did say it was good. He thought it was very good. He just didn't love the movie. And that I understand. I respect. You don't have to love the movie, but you have to at least appreciate it. It's a very well-made film, especially for a movie that only takes place in one location. It's so good. And of course, Brendan Fraser deserved that Oscar. One of the best performances I've ever seen, and one of my favorite Oscar-winning performances without a doubt. Great performances from Sadie Sink and Hong Chau as well, and the others. Very, very limited cast, but it works they're all fantastic, and just just a masterpiece in my eyes. Just an amazing, amazing film. It is very sad too. Like, even some people that did like this movie will say that they probably would never watch it again because it is a very sad movie. And yeah, I do agree. The only thing that gets me at the only thing that like gets me close to crying is the ending. Like that gets me every single time is that ending. But I still can watch this. I can still rewatch this movie. It's that fucking good. I think I've seen it maybe 3 times already, and I might even watch it again very soon because I just fucking love it. Yeah. The Whale is, as of right now, so far, my number 1 favorite movie of this decade, the 2020s. Yeah, The Whale. Alright, there we go. There's my top 20 favorite movies of the 2020s. Yeah, alright. If you made it this far, thank you very much. We're already at the 40-minute mark. I apologize for that, but what else is new with this channel? My videos are usually long because I never shut the fuck up. Anyways, I don't know what I have next though. There is a list I have in mind that I want to do. I'll go and reveal it. It's my top 10 the top 10 movies that should have won Best Picture. I got that in mind. That might be the next one. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, anyways, but yeah, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Yeah. All that stuff. Sorry, I'm tired. And I'll see you guys later. All right. Peace.